We begin with President Marcos calling for an intensified anti-corruption drive on National Heroes Day as his administration unravels more anomalies in government-funded infra projects. Job Manahan now joins us with a top story. Job, what more can you tell us?
Hi, Carmina. Good afternoon. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said the country must strengthen its fight on corruption and abuse of power to protect the country's future as his administration intensifies its crackdown on anomalous flood control projects. In his speech during this year's commemoration of the National Heroes Day, the president said the country should not only focus on reinforcing its defense mechanisms to protect the nation. The president warned that those involved in corruption were not only stealing money, but also the health, dreams, and the future of the next generation. Let us hear what he has to say.
May iilan pa rin sa atin ay mas pinipili ang sarili na interes at kapakanan kaysa sa bayan at sa kapwa Pilipino. Kasabay ng paglipas ng panahon ay ang pagsibol ng mga bagong hamon na kailangan nating harapin. Hindi lang pagpapalakas ng ating depensa ang kailangan nating tutukan upang maalagaan ang ating kalayaan. Kailangan din natin labanan ang banta ng katiwalian at pang-aabuso sa kapangyarihan ng ating lipunan. Kaya't hindi natin dapat ipagwalang bahala ang maliliit na panlilinlang sapagkat kung paulit-ulit ito'y pinapalampas natin, unti-unti nitong sinisira ang ating lipunan nang hindi natin namamalayan. Bilang Pilipino, may pananagutan tayo sa ating bansa na maging mas mapanuri sa mga mali, na isiwalat ang panloloko at panindigan ang alam nating tama kahit hindi ito madali.
Carmina, aside from this, the president said Filipinos have the duty to be more critical and point out what is wrong, as well as to hold those in power accountable, even if this is not easy. Through these acts, he said the Filipino youth would be awakened in knowing their duty to the Philippines, which is why guiding them is important, as this is also a way to defend the country's future. President Marcos made his statement as the administration unfolds possible corruption and abuse in public funds involving flood mitigation projects in the country, with several infrastructure found abandoned or not even constructed at all. During his visit in Tuba, Benguet yesterday, the president described the completed rock shed and rock netting projects along Cannon Road as useless and overpriced, as it failed to protect residents from falling rocks or debris at the height of heavy rains last month. Last week, he said he was very angry that a 55 million peso flood control project in Baliwag, Bulacan was non-existent, despite it being marked completed by the DPWH. Carmina.
Thanks a lot, Job Manahan there joining us on the line. And back here in the newsroom, House lawmaker Leandro Leviste will file a complaint against a DPWH district engineer. Leviste's statement comes after a DPWH official was arrested for trying to bribe him. Vivian Gulia now on the line with details. Viv.
Hi, Carmina. Batangas 1st District Representative Leandro Legarda Leviste is set to file a complaint against a district engineer of the Department of Public Works and Highways on Tuesday, that's tomorrow, saying that corruption should not be tolerated. Leviste has yet to mention what specific complaint will be filed and the details of the case, but he issued this statement in response to queries regarding a successful police entrapment operation against a DPWH district engineer in Batangas who allegedly tried to bribe him to dissuade him from pursuing the probe into the agency's infrastructure projects in Batangas 1st District. Leviste, in a statement, said DPWH projects should be of better quality and at lower cost, and that contractors should be obliged to correct any deficiencies immediately without additional cost to government. The Batangas lawmaker gave assurances that beyond this case, he will push for better reforms to address systemic problems at the DPWH. According to a police report sent to ABS-CBN News by Batangas PNP, the 51-year-old district engineer was arrested Friday at around 4:30 p.m. after allegedly attempting to bribe Representative Leviste with 3.1 million pesos in cash. The report said The district engineer went to Leviste's office in Poblacion Zone 12, Taal, to hand over the money. A source told ABS-CBN News that the cash was placed in an eco bag intended to be given to the congressman. Representative Leviste has been conducting an investigation into damaged flood control projects where substandard materials were allegedly used. It was discovered that despite being newly built just last year, the flood control structures along Publiko River, Binambang River, and Pansikit River had already been damaged. The district engineer is currently detained at the Taal Municipal Police Station and is facing charges of corruption of public officials and violation of RA 3019 or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. Carmina, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Vivian Gulia there joining us on the line. Manila Representative Benny Abante challenging Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong to name the lawmakers allegedly involved in anomalous flood control projects. Magalong earlier accused some legislators of pocketing 30 to 40% of kickbacks from the budget for flood control and other infra projects. Abante insists he supports the mayor's corruption expose, but stresses Magalong should be specific and avoid blanket accusations against the lower house.
I am supporting Mayor Magalong's expose on corruption. What I am after is this, that he should not make a blanket association to the institution itself. But we would like him to name names. He said that he has evidences to show, and therefore he must show it. Because if he will just, make a blanket accusation to the institution, and he will not name names, and he will not produce any evidence, sabi ko nga para siyang lata na walang laman na nag-iingay lamang, no? So, I'm challenging him na huwag ka na mag-ingay sa press. Ilabas mo na ito kung sino man ang ipangalan niya, no? Kung sino man ang ipangalan niya. I believe yung ipapangalan niyang congressman, for example, the congressman also has the right to due process. Congressman also has the right to answer back, has the right to explain. Lahat naman tayo naniniwala sa due process hindi ba? Lahat siya mayroong due process. If you have the right to accuse, then the one who is accused has also the right to explain his side.
Meanwhile, Magalong is backing Batangas Representative Leandro Leviste in filing charges against a DPWH engineer who allegedly tried to bribe him.
It is just right for him to file charges because kung talagang if there is really any bribery that has happened. I was even surprised that a bribery can happen to a congressman by a district engineer. To me, that is something that I don't know, has never happened before, in my time.
Our apologies, that should have read Abante is backing Batangas Representative Leandro Leviste and not Magalong as previously stated. Moving on, Senator Jinggoy Estrada questioning the supposed rags to riches story that surfaced in the interview of Sarah and Curly Discaya with broadcasters Julius Babao and Corina Sanchez Rojas. Now, in that interview, the couple showcased their collection of luxury cars and admitted their lives changed for the better after becoming contractors for the Public Works Department. Two of their companies are among the top 15 contractors bagging major flood control projects in the country.
Nakakagulat yung mga revelations dun sa interview. How can a couple who started from scratch acquire or purchase 59 luxury vehicles? And sinabi naman yata doon sa mag-asawa na yun na ang gateway nila sa pagyaman nila nung sumali sila sa DPWH. So that is very, very clear. I will ask her, sino ba ang contact mo dyan sa DPWH? How can we garner a lot of contacts? So siguro, yayariin nila yung meeting once na niya, hawak nung mga contractors yung DE. For example, halimbawa sa Bulacan, hawak nila yung DE. Tapos sila papanalunin, tapos bibigyan na yung advance payment para makuha nila yung kontrata.
Meanwhile, the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee will continue its investigation into the allegedly anomalous flood control projects next Monday. Senate President Francis Escudero has signed subpoenas for the 8 contractors who were absent during last week's hearing. Senators are expected to tackle the reported bribery attempt by a DPWH engineer against Batangas Representative Leandro Leviste. Estrada adds Commission on Audit officials will also be grilled by senators over how ghost projects managed to slip past them.
Hindi naman po-prosper ng isang ghost project kung walang go signal ang mga opisyalis ng COA. Because sila yung huling paperma sa mga dokumento We should have inspected the project. Kung hindi nila inspection, that's their fault. Imposibleng walang collusion yan. I still believe that there are still a lot of COA officials that are really incorruptible, but there are still some bad eggs in the Commission on Audit. Kaya talagang we really have to investigate these anomalies.